Welcome to the penultimate round of Prague International Chess Festival 2026. We had a lot of interesting games. We have a new leader, so let's see what went and what happened during today's round. So, Hans plays David Anton. That's again, we had pretty decisive games today. So that's one of them. It didn't really influence standings as much because we gotta look at Nodirbek, we gotta look at Jorden. So let's see what happened here real quickly. So 23rd move, Italian game it was. B4 played a mistake by David Anton, but that's still fine. So D4 is played by Hans. B takes f3, b takes f3, bishop e6, bishop e6, queen e6, and white gets an edge. So this edge based on few factors. I think one of them is potentially weak f5 square, better placed pieces, but generally I wouldn't say it's something very critical here. Both sides can potentially, it can get back to equal real quickly. So rook d2, rook b7 takes, c4, rook b8, rook d6, queen c8, knight h3, attacking the pawn on g5, and now f6, and it all looks absolutely fine. So knight f2 is on the board, knight f4, knight d3 trying to trade knight off the board, c5, and now g4, and this is where things started to get sharp. So rook b6, knight takes f4, she takes f4, and knight f5. And basically this e takes f4 move is wrong. And g takes f4 is wrong. So g takes f4 unfortunately weakens g file, and that played a very bad joke with David Anton later in the game, you will see. So he was supposed to play takes f4, and apparently black are actually fine. The idea, I mean, of knight f5, I mean, you can just retake back, let's say g takes f5, and there are no problems. Rook d6, queen d6, something like even queen d8, and then queen c5, there's queen d2, attacking the rook, and suddenly there is a lot of counterplay coming. And queen s7, okay, I mean, you can play king g8, and you can't really take, and if, let's say you try this, I think rook b2, oh, rook b2 actually loses. Oh yeah, because there are suddenly a lot of checks, so yes, still somewhat interesting position, but yeah, queen d3 makes an easy draw now, queen s6, king g7, queen s7, king g8. And no progress can be made. This pawn is under attack, and it's actually tough to protect it, so now it's actually forced. So, but in the game, g takes f5, takes, queen f8, rook g1, and now queen c7. Rook c8, queen a5, queen d6, queen a7, threatening checkmate, rook j takes, queen a8, and now queen goes all the way to d5. Now goes a5, a6, and king d2. The idea is, of course, queen g2. So queen a7, but king g2 first, so this doesn't really help as much. I mean, it's still somewhat good, but let's say king h4, and it's actually safe here. I mean, queen f2 can give another check, king can go back, and then if h for king h6, yes, that kind of makes a lot of sense. But guess what? Here, after queen f2, king h3 is the best move. It's mind-blowing that king can just walk down here and not getting checkmated, but the position is obviously lost. So what we have, king g2, king h3. Now Hans occupied this h4 square, and now he's trying to go king g2 this. King g2 takes the pawn, now goes with the king, queen f6, and after king f4, David Anton finally resigned. The thing is, I mean, you can't really push this pawn if you play something queen h7. I mean, the easiest would be just to, let's say, trade this, go king f3 and then king d4, king c4, 5 f4. But there are so many different solutions that we don't even need to analyze this too much. So let's get to the games of Jorden and Nodirbek. So Jorden was playing against Aravindh. This position, as you can see by looking at the evil bar, 0, 0, 0, 0. And what happened in the next couple of moves is unbelievable. Like on this level, you don't really expect blunders to happen. Knight f3 is played on the board, and knight f3 was a slight mistake, but still holdable. So here, rook f8 holds the game for white pieces. There is no danger, nothing like that. Instead of that, we had rook f5, and now it turns out that that rook h6 check becomes quite quite annoying. So, if king g3, knight e2, and knight f4 is coming up next. But you might be asking me a question, what would have happened if rook f8 and same thing happened? So here there is king g5, and now, okay, I mean, I don't know, rook g6, rook h1. So in the following case, rook h6, king g5, I mean, it might work, but rook h3, and now knight e4 checkmate is being threatened. So rook actually has taken a very beautiful f5 square from the king, and now it cannot do anything. So just like that, Jorden blunders in one move, and after knight e2, admits his loss and resigns. And let's see what happened in the game between David Navara and Nodirbek Abdusattorov. So now, if Nodirbek makes a draw with David, he is tied for the first place with Jorden. If he wins the game, he is going to take the lead. So we got to the following endgame where for 52 moves it was complete equality on this chessboard. Nobody could win. You have an equal position on the board, 3 pawns versus 3 pawns, you have opposite color bishops, many grandmasters would have agreed to draw at some point. We have a mistake. We have g4. And after king d5 there are some problems. Because after rook c3, king d4, and now bishop c5, guess what? This bishop is trapped. So what was supposed to be played is move rook c6, king, let's say d5. And I don't know, king h3 looks a bit dangerous, but not dangerous, I mean, it's still fine. And now bishop is protected, you got rid of the pin at g5. Okay, you might be actually losing the game, so you gotta do something. But we have g4. I mean, the idea is simple. He obviously wants to trade more pawns off the board, but it's like on this level, I mean, yeah, it's still kind of complicated, but like king d5, I think it's easy to spot on this level, and now it's just hopeless. And the funny thing is, let's say if rook goes this way, obviously if king d5, rook goes back, or let's say king c4, rook d2, king c3, and now these two are just messing with each other, and rook c2, you win the game. So yeah, just like that, Nodirbek takes the lead with 1 round to go. He plays Hans in the last round with white pieces. I don't think he will make a draw. In case the draw happens, I mean, Jorden still has to win against Parham with black. So Nodirbek is actually in favor here. And for the last place, you don't see it here, but last 2 places, David Anton and Gukesh are actually playing against each other tomorrow. Gukesh has black pieces, he is lost by 1 whole point, 2.5 out of 8. That's honestly unbelievable for a player like him, for the world champ. So yes, very bad tournament for him, but let's see what happens in the last round. Let me know if you think Nodirbek will win the whole event, and of course we'll make some conclusions after tomorrow's round, because there are a lot of changes in the live ratings. Nodirbek crossed 2780, he's getting too close to top 3 guys, and I think I mean, Jorden plays quite well recently as well. I believe he's in top 20 on the planet right now, if not top 15. So yeah, a lot of interesting things are happening. I'll see you tomorrow after round number 9. Bye bye.